What risks are you willing to take? I'm having a new series, of course, after my risk equals growth, which was amazing. Check that out if you have the opportunity, as I offer a free download, a worksheet to help you work through um, the apprehension of taking risks. But this new series, Risky Business, is exactly that, talking about entrepreneurs, those who have stepped up and wanted to take risks because the benefits outweighed the risks. And that's what my life's all about. Because as you can see behind me, this is where I live. We sold our home and now we're full-time RVers, and that was a huge risk. I didn't know how it was going to turn out. I knew I liked camping, but I didn't know if I would enjoy living in this fifth wheel 24/7 and just traveling around. And it has been very cold here too in San Antonio, where we're currently parked. So just the uncertainties that we all face when we're facing a risk, this is where we build our emotional intelligence, we work through those experiences, and that way we're able to embrace the risky business. So tune into that series. I'm having some amazing guests to help inspire you to take more risks and shift into more of a growth mindset. So I'll see you there. The reason why I wanted to bring forward amazing, courageous souls for this next series, Risky Business, is because people shrink when they think of risks. And I just finished a series, Risk Equals Growth. And while I was doing that, I realized that I know a lot of people that have taken some big risks and they've received so much in return as they learn more about themselves and the process of that's what life's all about, right? And in my own experience, I've taken a lot of risks. Um, and some of them, maybe I had more expectations than I realized, and I had to pause, reframe, and then just approach it in a different way. And I think that's what's really important. So this is why I have Dr. Nu Trong here, and she is here to offer support and guidance in how you can approach risks, seeing it with a growth mindset, and how you can too, take those little small steps so you don't feel that it's so big and that the risk is going to cost you something in the long run. So welcome, Dr. Nu. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you so much, April. And it is always my honor, and I'm grateful to be here in the presence with you and all the communities that are listening or seeing us now. And it's just, I want to wish every single one who come through our path to have nothing but the best of, wishing you great health, great not only wealth, health, and then peace, joy, and abundance of prosperity, and know that you are loved and that you're meant for more. And so I wish that on every single soul to find their true purpose and step into their power.
Mm, that was a beautiful blessing. Thank you. Thank you for that. And for those who aren't familiar with you, Dr. Nu, can you just give us a little bit history of your story and how you've taken those risks, and grown in the process?
So for me, taking risks, whether it's personal or business, right? Risks is really about what are you willing to let go of, right? Risks also on a personal is like letting go of shame that you might the ego that people might say, oh, why are you so and so, like afraid of judgmental, right? Afraid of someone judging us. So, and two, that will be the risk on a personal level is how can we let go of those identity that has tied us to wherever we're being stuck on that limiting belief that whatever trauma, whatever that has kept us playing small,
Mm,
to really analyze if I let go of those identity and let go of that and maybe sharing, right? Sharing what have gone through. Maybe that will give inspiration to step forward also. But then it also give inspiration for others that knowing that they're not alone, they're in your shoes or you were in their shoes. So those are the things in a personal risk of maybe sharing our secrets, sharing things that have either our failures, because most of the time people talk about how can you be successful and how and all the glory, but really, what about the lowest moment in your life, right? And I think those are the lessons that we learn a lot on what makes who we are, because in adversity, it tells us about who we are, who we truly are, our natures, right? Yeah, and the risk when we talk about when people like to analyze, right, as far as the way the risk and benefit, but when we truly talk about how do you measure that risk, as in step into whatever decision that you're trying to decide on, and that's through your point of view, right? Through your own lens. And that is sometimes we we seem to put in a cap because it's not just what others, but it's really because it's us, right? How I see when you make decision or anything, it's like you put in all the thoughts and all the things that could be and would be, and if I do this, then I should get that. I do this, that is where you're already starting with not right. That for me, I truly, when you want to serve and help and whatever in capacity, you're gonna put your best foot forward and everything in, and not having that hesitation. Because when you have a little bit of a hesitation, you're not in it for the long term, right? So when
mm.
you talk about your true happiness, whether it's personal or professional, you have to really know if you're doing it and nothing come, would you still be doing it?
Ah, say that again.
So so you have to ask yourself this question is that if there's nothing that will come out of it, would you still be doing it? If you get no money of whatever service product that you're doing, are you going to still drive? Are you still going to put in that effort and that motivation to do the work, even if you know nothing come out of it? That is the answer, because until you know that you're going to put in because you're not expecting an outcome, you can put all of it in because that's your passion, your purpose, what you love. Because when you love to do anything with your true alignment of purpose and real, the rest, it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
That is where the true belief on, because in reality, that's your personal, right? If you work out and you know that maybe it doesn't have any, like, you're not going to be a supermodel figure, right? But you still want to be healthy and well, and you might not look like somebody else next to you in the gym, but are you going to put in the effort and day in, day out to do it, right? Same as your business growth or your personal. There's a lot of ways that we can look at it metaphorically, but it's all the same concept. Would you do it if there's nothing in it for you?
Yes. Yes. I say yes. If that
There you
brings me
go.
joy and
Mm.
just like hosting you and this is what I do because I just love co-creating. I love co-creating because I know it's expanding the collective consciousness. I know that people will receive it when it's their time to receive it. and I don't have expectations about that. So this is why I'm here. This is why I risk. People might even see it as a risk, right? So just by offering and being of service, that's enough. And I know there's more. I think that's another thing too. You know, taking those risks and going, oh, I didn't die. Okay, what else is there? There's always more.
And until you step out of that uncomfortable, out of your comfort zone, you won't know what's out there, right? So that's the risk that you have to willing to take the step toward, because until you get out of there, you're gonna be trapped in a door. If you don't willing to open the own door for yourself, nobody will, right?
Ah,
So then that is where you have to do the works yourself.
mm. Yes, I talk about actually in risk equals growth is we're all hermit crabs. And a hermit crab is born without a shell, it hatches without a shell, and then it has to find a shell, and then it grows into that shell, and then it becomes uncomfortable. It's got to be transparent and vulnerable and look for another shell. So that's taking a risk, right? As we're going to these different um, places or times in our lives of taking risks, knowing that it's growth and knowing that we're worth it too, that we're worthy of more.
Yeah, and that's why we have a lot of synergy when we spoke in different rooms or audio and things. April is like, that is why I want to inspire and motivate others, right? When they and sometimes it's hard to go through their life through that adversity, and knowing that when I say your adversity is your greatest gift, right? And people wouldn't know that, wouldn't ever say that. They would say, "Why are you so dumb and stupid and all this?" But it truly is. If you're talking about who can relate to, let's say, if you never experienced a family death, or you haven't experienced car accident or a hostage situation, or if you haven't, earthquake, whatever the situation, or like abusive relationship or narcissism, if you haven't been in a place like that, you wouldn't understand what it's like, right? So having the adversity is an experience. It's just another name. How did you get out of that situations? How did you solve or get out of that situation, even if it's dark? What do we learn from it? And what can we do with it to help others? So using our struggles and adversity is part of us. It makes us who we are as uniqueness. And I think that also give us the not only being able to like really empathize for someone who's been there, but also you have the compassion to help people to get out of that situation, right? So that's where you have to see that that is truly unique, and you're like a special gem. Without all those experience, you're not the color and the shininess of that gem. So that is where people have to really see that as a beautiful thing, that you are able to be blessed to overcome it. Don't look at it as your shadow and your darkness. Look at it as things that look at what have you overcome, right? And then kind of let go of those that are that keep you playing small or keep you for not showing up as who you are, because that's your identity. Unless you identify and really step on in a beautiful way, not just saying, "Oh, I'm the victim." How about you get out of the victim mode and not be the victimized, right? To say
Hmm.
you are the victim. No, you're in control of your life. There's things that happen, which I understand is not a positive at the time or even any situations. But what do you get out of it to turn that negative situation to a positive experience? That is where we have a transformation that we can help people, and also you can take that into anything that you want, as that is your like a toolbox, right? Okay, April.
Yes. I love all the things, all the things. You're definitely speaking my language, new. And also I want to give a shout out to Crystal, who invited me to her room, and that's how I met you. So thank you. We love you, Crystal, for bringing
I'm
us
sure she'll
together.
listen us.
Yeah, and also she risked a lot and she talks about her story. So that I think people knowing that they're backed into a corner or, how much can we take, whether it's professional life or personal life, and then willing, even though we're scared and not knowing, willing to take those risks for growth, whether it's business or personal life. But we don't know until we know, until we have those experiences, as you so beautifully, described.
Also, is what kind of actions have we taken when we put our values and our purpose on the missions, right? On our business, like whatever new services, products, or things that you're expanding or you cutting down, like maybe business are not doing well and you're trying to cut down. So what are the risks that we have to analyze, and does it center around what you truly is about? Meaning your purpose, right? Your value of who you are as a leader, as who you are as the founder, the CEO of the company. And it truly, I think more so now than ever, I feel like those are the things that we have to be open up to explore. And that is where I guess in some sense kind of put down our masks, right? Putting down some of the things that kind of we're not all there. We're not really transparent, or we're not really authentically communicating. Because when we talk about communications, it has to be everything. It cannot, you embrace all the things in a person, and the same thing is in business. Because then in truly that become real true growth, because then you embody and embrace all the things, the good and the bad. So you can learn from the downfall so you can go up.
Yeah, I
That
really
is, I
love,
think, sorry, it's that is how I truly see it, and it's all reflection. It has to come back to us, meaning a reflection of who we are. Until we see our true self, we cannot um take that next step of calculating the risk of the fears and all the things, right? Because you're not seeing yourself, then you just projecting out what people would want, what the others will want, right? You're not really doing it for you. And so that's how I see it, because it has to come back to you.
yes, I love how you brought that full circle. That, it all starts with us,
Yes.
and how you brought in about, transparency and vulnerability and taking the risk of really looking in the mirror and asking ourselves, what is it? What is my values? What do I want?
Yeah, because when business and personal, because we cannot just separate, right? I think people tend to say, I'm going to separate it out. This isn't personal, it's not business, but it's all in one. The business and personal, we're all one. We can't be Jekyll and Hyde, we can't have separations. It has to go in one. And when true leadership, when we lead ourselves or our business or our professional life, it has to be in sync. So it starts with our thoughts, our actions, but also our words. Our action is projecting the words that come out of our mouth, and also what decisions and what action are you doing to get you there, or because it really sometimes people for me, I think because people see the risk and benefit, and when they talk about risk, they always see the shiny things, the shiny objects, and all the things that I guess also make them quick validation or quick satisfaction. Like something give me
Mm-mm.
quick, like give me a quick dose of dopamine really quick. But then how long would that last? That kind of thing, And I think you have to look at it sustainability on what would do, is that really true fulfillment of joy for you, is that true happiness, And I think that when you really have a pause and reflection and really see all the things that you do, you have to remove yourself out, kind of like in that sense, like kind of looking in from high view, what all the things that you're doing, is it really truly, is it me, or are you doing something not for you?
It's very challenging um, to step out from behind yourself, so to speak, and really reflect on, am I doing this for me or am I doing it for someone else? So, can you provide guidance to someone who is wanting more for themselves, who is seeing it as a big risk? How can they approach it to where they can, so to speak, get over that hurdle a little easier?
Okay, so earlier when you mentioned about when they really, really wanting something really bad, right? You chasing something, so you're aggressively working, but then you're having, like you saying, they're not really truly putting the mask down because they feel like they have to portray certain persona of who they need to show up in, right? They need to be more of the ideal client that someone else would want to look into, so they need to portray a certain way. They haven't truly be them in that sense. Then when you're chasing a client or whatever that goal, you're spending your energy because you're going against what you're truly about. You're gonna be in that. I'm imagining like the person who putting so much effort, who trying so hard. You're gonna have that burnout because I see when you are not really do it with ease, meaning, let's say you whatever you want to attract. Um, as in the scenario of energy, because when we're all energy related, right? And so let's say you want to attract someone who a certain way, your energy of what you want, you will come off not only words through your actions and all the things in it throughout thoughts, right? We can't just say, oh, I'm going to be good, but in the vocally you say, but in your mind, you want to step over people, you want to cheat, or you want to bypass the system. There's ways that mean you're not in an alignment, right? You're saying one thing in your head. You're saying that you are so and so, but your action and your thoughts are not aligned. Until you get clear and it all match, that's where true energy will deliver. And when your message truly go out, that you don't have to go chase. That's the, I think, when I was trying to see what scenario can I give, it's like you are not chasing anybody. You're not chasing a goal that will come to you. The people that will hear your message or need to hear will come attract, you will attract those that come with your true alignment and vision. And I think because you have a message, right? Whatever message that we all want to generate out in the world, in this universe. They start with us. And us meaning the prayers through our thoughts, through our deepest secret when no one hear about it. It's just us. We have to work on all those things. And when you show up on your version, then there's nothing that it's like, oh, am I like, like you're lost because you keep on chasing. Now you're chasing that goal, you're chasing that client, you're chasing, am I making that risk or into a program or whatever it is? You second guess yourself because you're not there. You're
Mm.
not truly, truly, truly there. I don't know how to describe it, April, but
Yes,
I'm sure I can see you nod. That
yes,
is where,
I
because
completely
people have asked
understand.
me too. It's like, what was your secret? What is your secret to success? And what is your secret to, when I was helping, like as like let's say as a brand ambassador, but I don't sell anything. I don't sell. There's no selling. I don't go after anything.
I
It's
love
like,
it.
okay, and it's literally presenting the idea. And if it works for someone, and if it's not, I'm not going to advise. I don't go against. That's the thing. I think people have to know you have to listen to other people and you have to listen to yourself. If you don't listen, you're not communicating. You're just all about what you want. You want to close that deal. But did you hear that client? Did that client wants to close the deal, or are they ready? Right. So I think it's having that, knowing what you want and what the other side needs. And when they're ready, they will come to you. And I'm here to serve. I'm here to help. I'm here to see what I can do to ease your life, no matter what role I play. It's just a hat that we're putting on, right? Whether we're a mom, whether we are a leaders, whether we are the founder, the CEO, what role and how do you want to project out in the world, right? Sometimes we don't get sometimes we get too technical on the terminology and all the things, but the true essence of who we are, have we find that? Do we know what that is?
Yes, and exactly. And it, as you just said, it's just showing up authentically,
Yes. Because when
understanding.
you see your raw, people know who you are. If you don't show them, how can you know, how can they know much about you? So are you just saying this just to be saying, or do they really, do you connect with an emotional tie? Do you have any things that really connect one another? Like, do you, it's like what's in it is not just a transaction, right? We're not here for a transaction. There's higher things than just a interaction or a sales, or like a, even if we have an interaction, there is a transformations in each and every one of us.
I know that you have a lot of experience with that, this risky business of you showing up authentically even, right? That's you don't see it as risk because you're just showing up that way. Although others say, "Ooh, that's a little too risky for me. I have to do these things in order to get what I'm wanting." And as you said before, it reminds me of somebody chasing their shadow. I see somebody chasing their shadow because it is not your authentic self. It's just an image. It's just a outline of who you are. And so when we can build that trust within ourselves, and build that relationship by bringing in, as you so perfectly described, being, calm, having more clarity. And that's when we can start trusting and know our values, and then keep checking in, because it shifts, right? Depending on what it is that we're willing to risk.
Until you do, you cannot see. It's like you're being blind, right? Because you still can have eyes, you can still see, but then you'll be blind because your vision is being like with a what do they call it? April.
A
If
veil,
you have you, huh? A
a
veil?
veil.
Yeah, but that's through your bias. All the things that
Mhm.
that you either project on or the society has put on for you already. You haven't seen the true vision. You don't see it yet. So
Mhm.
that is, you haven't have true awareness of all the things for you, and then you can see on others. It's like when people say before you point fingers outside, how about we do our self-reflection? Like one finger point out, how many finger point back at you, right? So the same as that, until we see that, we cannot truly, because it's a reflection. Because how come the same room, if I say, April, you're so wonderful, beautiful, and all this, and then someone else can have the opposite, right? Can say, oh, I don't like her, this and that, and that. So why do you have that point of view? It's a self-reflection of how you view someone, and
Mm.
that
Yes. And
is how you project out onto the world.
would you say, Dr. New, that as you just described that so perfectly, people see different people, different perceptions. Would you say it's through their own judgmental of themselves
Yes,
lens? What they project, what they think about themselves, they're going to project upon others as well.
yes, that's definitely that. Because um like they can have because if they have anything that they hate, and they say through their words, they're gonna carry through that person that they trying to project out. That they haven't, like whatever they haven't worked within themselves, they can project out on that other person. And so it's a reflection of who they are, because if you really see, let's say someone who really calm, right? The calmness not only on others, but it start with me. It start with me no matter what come at it. I was so calm. I know how to do. I didn't get like you know how someone say something you feel like you need to respond back? You know, at first because your ego is so high. If you know when your ego is high, you're gonna always be defensive. Oh, I didn't do that. I didn't say that. I didn't do that and this that. But when you have gone past it, you don't need to justify. You don't need to say any of that. They can be whatever it is, just let them be. And you continue doing you. And the transformation happened it day in, day out. Keep going. And I know that at the beginning I was like, I'm not seeing anything and I'm seeing all kind, you know, it's like, but I keep on trusting the process and keep going. And now my kids, April, they pray before they go to bed and before like he go to school twice a day. And he can say that meditation has put him into a place that is a portable stress ball that he can take whenever he needs it. It takes that level, but it start with us. We have to do the work. Then other people, it radiate that energy, that light that you want to be, it shine through. They receive all that. And it's a transformation. So now all the things it's like I don't need to ask. It's automatic. And I know when I before I was praying, like in sitting, they wake up because I wake up early, and then when they wake up after, they come and sit and pray with me or like calmly, not running around. But that is not through a force. You're not forcing anything. You're letting it be for what it is, but you have to do it. And I think that is where it ties to in all that we do in a personal, professional development of growth, right? When we take risks or anything we do, it has to start with us. If you believe in the process or believe in whatever it is that they guide you, you have to do the work, put in the effort,
Mhm.
and the result will come. But if you come in with an expectation, I need to be enlightened, awakened, whatever it is that you come in through that expectation, you're not going to get anything, right? And I think that is where you have to surrender to the process, the outcomes, and just go with the process and trust it and keep going. But
Mm.
you have to have that convictions to have nothing stop you. And that is where I want every single one who listen to us to know that it's possible for every single one of them, right? That that they can have that too, calmness in their life, because life is not all, you know, it's not calm. You got storm, you got all things, you know, we got family health go up and down. You have family member who pass away. You have, you know, financial, emotional. There's a lot of things, but it's how we choose to react and how we act upon that situation define us later on.
I believe uh, why, when people are approaching risk, that they see themselves as right now. And we're constantly evolving and changing, as you said, Dr. New. And you can't compare yourself right now to taking that risk and the outcome, because we don't know. We don't know. We can't predict the future. Although our beautiful minds loves to protect us, and it tells you a lot of, BS belief systems about why you can't do it and what will people think and all the things. So, yeah, I love that, bringing it back to you, as you so beautifully spoke about how you were the ripple effect and you literally witnessed it with your children. And so, those who are inspired, I don't know who would not be inspired by this conversation we're having today. Those who want to reach out to you, New, how do they connect with you? What is the best
So the
place to
best way
connect
to
with you?
connect with me would be on LinkedIn at Dr. Neutron, and I'm sure April will drop in the link on the show notes and whatnot on her podcast and her shows. But I truly wish nothing but the best for those who come across us, because I believe that in all the interactions and all the things, nothing is coincidence. Meaning, if you have listen to this moment, if you resonate, then that's where the universe has put you in the right spot, the right moment, right? Because everything happened for a reason. And when you really gone past it, you reflect, you see things happen for you, not happen to you, right? So that is where I want every single one to know that they are worthy of anything they dream of, and they are loved, and that go toward whatever dream they possibly have. Just go get them, right? Whatever obstacle, limiting belief, and other things that they have going on, find the right tribe, find the right person that you resonate with, that you have that alignment, and hold on to those people who will cheer you on and support you, because those are the one who will also be there when you're at the lowest moment, and whatever it is it takes, they'll grab your hand and run with you, and so that's where I think having the right people in your life also make an impact. So, always protect your energy, right? With protect where you put your time in, because if the wrong energy and the wrong community that you don't align, all the things that you're doing will not come to fruition, because you're in the wrong um community, I guess, in that normal terminology. Is just be in the right alignment, in space, so that way you have that supportive system.
Well, thank you again, New, for being here. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everyone here listening or tuning in and watching. And please leave a comment. Let Dr. New and myself know, what risks are you taking? How, and I want to hear your stories too. That's the best part, right? Hearing the stories of taking risks and what you experienced and what you learned along the way. And I appreciate you. And until next time, my friends, be well.